So the other day, I was trying to build a data pipeline with the Conductor Framework, and I realized I was doing something pretty stupid and kind of arrogant, and I thought I'd share it with you because I realized I was trying to be smarter than an AI, and that's just not working anymore. So there's these things I created called AI personas that I'm putting into the Conductor Framework, and I'll show you what those are and how you can build them yourself, or if you want, you can just get them from the Conductor Framework. So if you're watching channels like this, you probably know about skills and agent workflow. Claude Code just came out with agent skills a little while back, and they're kind of all the rage right now. I have something similar to skills built into the Conductor framework. And of course, I have agentic workflows built in there too. But let me show you what I'm talking about on this graph. And I think all of this stuff will make sense to you. Then I'll tell you the story of why I needed to create AI personas and how they actually help. So I think of skills like this. I have context and scope on the x-axis and reasoning on the y-axis. And I think that x-axis kind of just asks this question: how much of the world does the AI need to see? If it's very local, it needs to be on specific files and stuff like that. It's a very local scope. If it's global, it could see the entire system. And beyond that, with agent personas, it can go out and get information from the world. What happened yesterday? It can read documents, stuff like this. So on the x-axis, you have context and scope. On the y-axis, you have reasoning. So the question I ask here is it following orders, or is it helping me make decisions? So you have execution at the low end, and is it using judgment and helping me make decisions on the high end? So skills I think of like this. They're atomic isolated capabilities used to execute a single task. That's my definition of a skill. And I have skills to do stuff like help me make git commit comments. If I have a bunch of git commits, I can have comments on those and it'll help me make PRs. So I have skills down here in the bottom left. They're very local. The reasoning is very much execution based. Then we have agent workflows, and I think of these as just a series of skills that are linked together. And if you saw my video the other day where I talked about the Genesis agent inside of the Conductor framework, the Genesis agent helps you build software when you're starting from zero, or if you need to build a new feature and you're starting from zero and all you really have is kind of a problem and you want to talk about it and actually turn that into a piece of software, the Genesis agent will help you do that, and it'll talk you through a series of steps. It'll create folders and files along the way. So it has a series of skills and steps that it goes through to help you achieve some goal, which is to go from 0 to 1 with your software ideas. And I put that kind of here in the middle somewhere. And this is where agent personas come in and where I made my mistake, and you might be making a similar mistake. I was trying to build this data pipeline, and I'm very used to having conversations with CTOs and architects and data scientists because my job's always been to decide what software to build. And to do this, I have a team of people that I rely on to get this information. And I was trying to make a CTO skill slash workflow that was walking through how a CTO should behave to help me build this data pipeline. And you can already see the problem that arose here. I was trying to be smarter than the AI. With workflows, you have discrete defined steps that you need to walk something through. And I was trying to say, okay, in scenario A CTO needs to behave this way. In scenario B, a CTO workflow needs to behave this way. And this is the exact wrong way to go about it, because you can see how arrogant I was being. I was thinking I was smarter than the AI and needed to tell the AI how to operate. In some cases, that's true, but increasingly, that's going to be becoming less and less true. And we're going to need to rely on something else as they become more capable. And I think we're already there in large part. And that's where AI personas come in. So an AI persona is a set of kind of like governed tendencies or that are universal and specific, that apply judgment and bias to every output they have. Their function is they can help you think and make decisions. So AI personas know why we should run a specific piece of code, not just run a specific piece of code in a series of steps. I think because so many developers are in this AI development space, which makes sense, everything gets, highly weighted towards agentic flows and skills. But as AI becomes smarter and smarter, we really need to start building out more AI personas. And I'll show you exactly what those look like in my system here in a second. But I put AI personas up here. They're high reasoning, they help you with judgment, and they have a large scope. AI personas can go look at the world as well as in your code. And they're designed to help you make decisions. So over here is how I have my personas architected for version 2.1 in the Conductor framework. And if you want that, you can go to testandprod.co and download it. It's free. I would love to have feedback. But anyway, an AI persona in the Conductor framework has tendencies. So for the CTO persona, for example, it's very forward thinking. It thinks in terms of trade-offs, cost, benefits. It's very aware of technical debt. And when I'm building something that's likely to cause technical debt in the future, technical debt is pretty much just when you need to build something and you know it's going to cause you problems later, but you build it anyway. I've done this a lot. It's unavoidable, but you can minimize technical debt, and great CTOs are always aware of technical debt. Same thing with architects. Then it has a system scope. So in the Conductor framework, the framework actually builds out a history for you, and the CTO persona has access to this history of what's been done and what decisions have been made. It also has access to like the system MD file. All of the AIs now can create like a Claude MD or a like Gemini MD file that explains the system, so you don't have to spend so many tokens running through your entire code base. It has access to system scope. It also has access to world scope. Like I said, it's forward thinking, so I'm wanting the CTO agent to think of the latest technologies and consider those in our technology mix that we're using to build whatever product it is we're building. That's actually when I started deciding that I needed to build this CTO persona, because it was recommending old technology that was just cached in its system learnings from when it went through its training process. And I needed it to go out and have the tendency to look at new pieces of technology and consider those while we're making decisions. And it can also look at all the tech specs in the system. Different AI personas have different personalities. So some you want to be more creative or helpful. Sometimes you want others to be more direct with you. And I've built these personalities into the AI personas. And then they have reference skills. So they have reference docs. They have reference to all the reference docs in my Conductor framework. And they do have access to specific skills and workflows that they can execute along the way. So after I run the initialization command in the Conductor framework, it knows all the different personas that it can take on. And after it runs the initialization prompt, which you do as soon as you start up the Conductor framework, I can say, hey, put your CTO hat on, and it knows exactly what I'm talking about. I can say, hey, put your marketing hat on, or your architect hat on, or your lead developer hat on, and it knows to assume these different roles, and it can help me think and make decisions. Uh, anyway, so that's what I'm talking about when I said AI is getting smarter than us. It's not all just about skills and agentic workflows anymore. It's much more, I think in the future, it's going to be much more, how do we leverage AI to tell it to think, and what type of personality, what type of tendencies do we want to have? So you're kind of making like a custom AI without doing exterior model training. You're doing it by directing it with a system like the Conductor framework. And if you want to try that out, uh, you can do so over at testandprod.co. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.